After 60, the Hashon. Secret men wish women knew, but most women never try to know. Most people believe men are simple when it comes to pleasure. Touch them right, and that's it. But what if I told you 98% of men reach true orgasm not through their bodies, but through something much deeper? It's not his skin that surrenders first. It's his mind, his trust, his emotions. And once you reach that level, his body simply follows. Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Vernon again. In today's video, I'll share the hidden point, the place where a man's body, mind, and soul meet, and why, when you touch it the right way, you're not just giving him pleasure, you're giving him peace. And peace is what transforms a moment of intensity into a memory that rewrites the way he experiences intimacy for the rest of his life. The most powerful element, the single thing that unlocks not just physical pleasure but emotional devotion, is still waiting for you later in this video. So stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share will change the way you understand masculine energy, attraction psychology, and the psychology of love itself. Before we dive into this secret that most women overlook, like this video and subscribe to this channel, because here we share relationship advice, insights into male psychology, and wisdom about emotional connection and intimacy after 60 that you won't find anywhere else. And to understand this secret, we first need to talk about the real intersection between pleasure and surrender, because that's where everything begins. The core concept. This point I'm about to describe is both physical and symbolic. It's the meeting place between control and release, between the man he shows the world and the man he truly is when no one is watching. When a man feels safe, his nervous system shifts from performance mode to presence mode, from the constant vigilance of doing to the rare luxury of simply feeling. And that shift is what makes the difference between surface-level satisfaction and the kind of pleasure that reaches all the way down to his soul. Touching this area, and I'll reveal exactly what and where it is in just a moment, slowly, intentionally, and in rhythm with his breath, helps him move from control to trust, from the armor he wears every day to the vulnerability he's spent his entire life protecting. This isn't just about stimulation. It's about permission. Permission to let go of the performance, the expectations, the silent burden of always needing to be strong, always needing to lead, always needing to prove something. He's not chasing pleasure in those moments, he's chasing peace. And the woman who understands this, who can create the emotional safety that allows him to surrender, becomes the one his nervous system recognizes as home. Most women focus on what to do, but the real secret lies in how to be, how to hold space for his surrender, without judgment, without expectation, without needing him to perform, even in the act of receiving pleasure. The philosopher Alan Watts once said, "You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at and exploring itself." And when you create space for a man to surrender, you're not just touching his body, you're opening a portal through which his soul can finally exhale. This is the foundation of attraction psychology after 60. The understanding that feminine energy doesn't conquer masculine energy through force, but through the gentle, irresistible invitation to rest, to be held, to stop pretending. And when that peace arrives, when he truly lets go, something far more powerful begins. 2. The ritual of touch. Pleasure becomes transformation when touch becomes intentional, when it stops being something you do to him and becomes something you share with him, a conversation between two nervous systems, learning to speak the same language. When she leads him through energy, not technique, The experience changes everything, because suddenly he's not being serviced, he's being witnessed. And being witnessed is the deepest form of intimacy most men will ever experience. Men carry emotional tension in their muscles, in their back, their jaw, their shoulders, even in the way they breathe. And this tension is the accumulated weight of years spent holding everything together, of never being allowed to fall apart, of always being the one who must remain strong. The key to unlocking true pleasure isn't stimulation, it's synchronization, matching his breathing, his rhythm, his pauses, creating a dance where your presence becomes the music his body has been waiting to hear. Lead him not by touch alone, but by the quality of your awareness, by the steadiness of your breath, by the way you make him feel that nothing else in the world matters except this moment, this connection, this shared experience of being fully alive and fully present. Let the goal shift from release to reverence, from getting him there to honoring the journey. Because when you do, something extraordinary happens. His body stops performing and starts surrendering. My best friend David once told me a story that changed the way I understood male pleasure psychology. He said that for most of his life, intimacy had been about proving himself, about making sure he satisfied his partner, about maintaining control, even in the moments when control should have been surrendered. But then he met a woman who touched him differently, not with more skill or technique, but with more presence, more patience, more willingness to simply be with him without needing him to be anything other than exactly what he was in that moment. He said the first time he experienced true orgasm with her, not just physical release, but the kind of full-body, soul-deep surrender that leaves you trembling, he cried, because he finally understood what it meant to be held not just by her body, but by her energy, her acceptance, her willingness to see him completely. That's the moment a man feels safe enough to lose control. And that's when real orgasm happens, not just in his body, but in his being, in the part of him that's been waiting his entire life to be told, you don't have to be strong right now. You can just be. In the words of the poet Rumi, let yourself be silently drawn by the strange pull of what you really love. It will not lead you astray. And when you create this kind of emotional safety in intimacy, you're drawing him toward the deepest truth of who he is, beneath all the conditioning, all the armor, all the performance. This is the essence of emotional intimacy after 60. The recognition that mature love isn't about the intensity of youth, but about the depth of presence, about knowing that what men crave in bed isn't just physical sensation, but emotional connection, nervous system harmony, and the rare gift of being allowed to surrender. Have you ever noticed that when he truly lets go, when his breath changes and his body softens and something shifts in the energy between you, it's not because of physical pleasure alone, but because he feels safe enough with you to stop performing and start feeling? Share your experience in the comments, because your story might be exactly what another woman needs to hear to understand the power she already holds. But what happens after that release? After the intensity fades and the body returns to stillness is where real connection is born. 3. After the climax. After orgasm, a man's nervous system is wide open. It's the most emotionally raw moment he'll ever experience. A moment when every defense has fallen away. And what's left is pure vulnerability, pure presence, pure unguarded humanness. At that moment, he's hypersensitive to emotional tone, to touch, to the energy in the room. And what you do in those seconds after the climax will determine whether this experience becomes just another physical memory, or an emotional anchor that binds him to you in ways that transcend the body. A single gentle gesture, a hand placed over his chest, a slow exhale that matches his own, a whisper of, "I'm here," or "You're safe," imprints safety onto pleasure. And that imprint becomes the foundation for something far more powerful than attraction. It becomes trust and surrender in love. This is oxytocin bonding after intimacy, the neurochemical process that transforms lust into love, that turns a moment of physical connection into a lasting emotional bond. And understanding this is essential for anyone seeking deeper connection in mature relationships. His brain, in that vulnerable post-orgasm state, links the feeling of peace, satisfaction, and safety with you, creating a neural pathway that says, "This is where I belong. This is who makes me feel whole. This is the person I want to return to again and again." It becomes a psychological imprint that outlasts physical attraction, that survives the inevitable changes of aging bodies, that creates the kind of intimacy for mature couples that most people spend their entire lives searching for, but never find. This is where sensual energy after 60 becomes more powerful than youthful passion, because you're no longer performing or proving, you're simply present, and presence is the most magnetic force in human connection. Describe it slowly, tenderly, emotionally. Help women understand that this integration is where performance transforms into presence, where lust transforms into love, where two separate nervous systems learn to recognize each other as home. The psychologist Carl Jung wrote, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. And this moment after climax is where that transformation happens, where intimacy psychology reveals that true connection isn't about what happens during sex, but what happens in the sacred space afterward. This is emotional aftercare for men, and most women don't realize how desperately men need it, how much they crave the reassurance that they haven't just been used for their performance, but have been seen, held, and honored in their vulnerability. Share this video with another woman who needs to hear it, because too many still believe men only crave passion, when what they truly hunger for is peace. Let her see that real connection isn't built in the act itself, but in the quiet moments that follow, when trust is born and love finally begins. And yet, like any deep imprint, this level of connection comes with a warning. 4. The warning. Once this level of connection is awakened, he cannot return to surface-level intimacy again. His nervous system won't allow it, because now he knows what it feels like to be truly seen, and anything less will feel hollow by comparison. His brain, wired through oxytocin and dopamine, now associates home with you, associates safety with your presence, associates peace with the way you hold space for his surrender, and that association becomes the foundation of how men experience pleasure from this point forward. He'll crave the feeling of being emotionally seen, not just physically satisfied. And that craving will shape his desire in ways that most people never understand, because they're still operating from the outdated belief that male psychology is simple and straightforward. When you awaken this part of him, he stops chasing novelty and starts craving safety, stops seeking excitement, and starts seeking the calm he longs to return to. And you become not the thrill but the anchor, not the storm but the harbor. This is emotional safety and surrender at its deepest level, and it's the secret behind what men crave in bed that 98% of women never discover, because they're focused on technique when they should be focused on presence. But this power isn't about control, it's about responsibility. Because once you teach a man peace through intimacy, once you show him what it feels like to surrender completely and be held in that surrender, he'll spend his life looking for that peace again. You become the woman his soul remembers, the one his body responds to, not because of what you do, but because of how you make him feel. And that feeling becomes the foundation for understanding men at a level that transcends words, strategies, or games. This is attraction triggers at their most primal level. The recognition that feminine energy connection doesn't happen through seduction, but through the courage to hold space for masculine vulnerability without needing to fix it, control it, or turn it into something else. Now, save this video as a reminder. Once you understand how presence awakens peace in a man, you'll never mistake performance for connection again. Come back to it whenever you need to remember that real power in love isn't about control. It's about how safe you make him feel to be real. By now, you've seen how pleasure and surrender intertwine, how true intimacy turns touch into experience and connection into devotion. But the real secret men wish women knew isn't where to touch, it's how to be present when you do. It's about the energy you bring, the stillness that makes him feel seen, not performed for. Because beyond the body lies the mind, where trust, imagination, and emotion merge to create the kind of desire that lasts. When presence meets awareness, touch becomes language, and that language builds emotional memory. And in that sacred space, pleasure becomes devotion, satisfaction becomes surrender, and love becomes something timeless, not about perfection, but about two people finally meeting without fear, without masks, fully awake in each other's presence. Have you ever noticed how his energy changes when he truly feels seen and safe? Not excited, but surrendered. Not performing, but simply present with you in a way that transcends words? Share your reflections in the comments, because your experience might be the key that helps another woman unlock the deeper connection she's been searching for. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more wisdom on emotional connection, relationship empowerment, and the unspoken psychology of love after 60. Visit the channel to explore more videos that will transform the way you understand attraction, secrets, intimacy, psychology, and the beautiful complexity of human connection. And I'm Vernon. Thanks for watching till now, and see you in my next video.